Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex, and I would greatly appreciate if you want to support me or support the channel if you would consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there and it inspires me to keep creating. I haven't really mentioned this much, but my channel hit its 1 year anniversary last week. I think it was February 13th. So first off, I am literally so grateful and cannot believe that this channel is almost at 6,000 subscribers in under a year. That's crazy. Like when I started YouTube, I literally, crazily enough, had people that were like, shouldn't you just go to TikTok? Because isn't that what's hot right now? TikTok, people don't like long form. And I was like, nah, like I wanna go long or go home. For me personally, I still went along with it. And just to think that you guys are here watching me blab about reality TV shows and be obsessed with that is crazy. We have our own little family here. Some of you guys are all up in the comments, and it's just amazing. So my next goal is 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So once again, if you like the content, if you like the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Interact with the videos. It is free. It supports me. I recap a lot of other shows. It's not just Love is Blind. There are plenty of other shows that I like that are recapped on the channel. If you want to get a taste of some of the other shows, you could go right to my page, and I have playlists for all of the shows that I've ever recapped. So anyways, let us get into Love is Blind season 8 episode 7. I'm stalling because I ain't gonna hold y'all. I didn't have a lot to say about this episode, okay? I really didn't have much. Now, we began hot on the heels of Taylor and Daniel.
Feel good about it.
I promise you that I don't remember any.
Because I do have the followers app, so I can see who is following.
Remember, Taylor is under the impression that Daniel stalked her before the show and knew what she looked like, and it was this crazy situation. So we meet back up with them at the hotel having this conversation. Now, Taylor is saying that she remembers them having mutuals when she looked at his profile, and it really scares her because she's not sure about, again, the integrity of the experiment, if he was just looking to try to find her specifically, blah, blah, blah. Now, I want to put out there this, right? And a lot of y'all have already said this. This would not have mattered to Taylor if she liked him. Okay, it was very clear that Taylor was not attracted to him. She kept giving a lot of buzzwords and there's a lot of phrases that I feel like people throw out on this show when they're not attracted. One of the ones being, I'm having trouble putting the face to the voice. I'm having trouble putting the face to the voice. And she kept saying that. We saw in the reveal she was not happy. I think situations like this become a big deal when you're not feeling the person on the other side. But obviously, if she was feeling this man, it would have been a quirky little coincidence. Like, oh my God, I can't believe we have mutuals. Oh my God, that's crazy. So anyways, for him, Daniel is reassuring her once again that when the doors opened, that was the first time that he ever saw her. He would have told production, he would have told her halfway through if he actually realized that he knew who she was. Now, here's the thing. I believe that Daniel followed her. Taylor apparently has around 30,000 subscribers on Instagram, and I'm assuming before the show she had at least 10,000, and she mentioned that they have mutuals. So I could definitely see a world where Daniel probably saw her, thought she was hot, and followed her. But let's be so for real, guys that follow a bunch of hot girls on Instagram might not remember every single hot girl they followed. I really don't think that it's a situation where Daniel actively remembered her, in my personal opinion. Do I think he probably put it together when all of this happened? Yes. Do I think he might have recognized it when it happened? Yes. But do I think that Daniel actively stalked Taylor and knew who she was and tried to use, because she brings up how she had Taco Bell and nursing in her bio. I'm like, girl, those are so basic. Those are basic. Loving Taco Bell, that is not something rare or by any circumstance. So for me personally, I do think Daniel eventually put it together that he did follow her, but I don't think it was intentional in any means. And Taylor, don't think that I don't see that you're trying to get an easy out because you're not really feeling this guy like that. So for her, she realizes that she has the followers app. And I'm like, girl, at your big age, you are 33 years old and you're still using the followers app to see who follows and unfollows you, girl. It ain't like that. So for her, she is really getting riled up. And once again, Daniel keeps saying, no, no, no. So the producer comes over and it's like, look, if you need to get the answers you need, we can give you your phone. We're willing to give it to you. So she gets her phone to go through this little followers app. She's scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. And as she's scrolling, Daniel keeps talking. He keeps being like, I just said, I'm like, shh, Daniel, shh, okay. She gonna make herself look dumb.
I hate this doubt that I feel in my brain. I hate that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Because this is absolutely and utterly ridiculous. She's going to make herself look dumb. So once again, she is scrolling. She comments, oh my God, I lost a lot of followers. That's crazy. And I'm like, again, for you to be a 33-year-old nurse, full-blown career, and you crying about how many followers you lost? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not really a big IG user like that. But that's crazy to me that this woman has the followers app. That app is not even accurate. So she's scrolling and of course she doesn't find him. So after a while, she's like, I couldn't find him. Now I feel crazy, but I just had to do this because it would have been on my mind the whole time. Again, girl, we know you wanted an easy out and now you look like a clown because you don't have one. So she says how Daniel is so patient. Daniel once again reassures her that he did not know. He promises, but he understands that this is something that would have been on his mind too, maybe. That if the same thing happened to him, he might have reacted the same. So he's really trying to reassure her it's okay. And at this point, he's so patient and they most likely will make it to Honduras. So anyway, we go on to Honduras. They're in Roatan at a really nice resort. And we start off with Devon and Virginia. So he's talking about his tattoo sleeves. He has a Kobe sleeve. He has big cats on the other arm. And then he has cartoons, baby. They anime. That Dragon Ball is an anime. I guess it's technically a cartoon. Let me stop. Let me stop. The nerdy part of me is coming out.
Not a day over 25. I'm just kidding. Physically, I feel like it's good. Like, I'm attracted to Devon. I feel really comfortable with Devon.
Now, I don't really like all black tattoo sleeves like that. I think they start to look really muddy and really ugly when the ink starts to like mud together. That's just a personal preference. I love sleeves when they have color. I just really don't like all black sleeves. So I thought his tattoos, I wasn't feeling them. Y'all, I gotta pick out little things about this episode because there really was not that much to talk about with the show. But anyway, he talks about how he does not play any video games and Virginia is loving that. She, when your man be on the game, it's a little bit too much. Now, I noticed with Virginia, she is barely looking at Devon when they talk. I don't know if she's feeling him attraction wise. I really just am not getting that yet. I'm not really getting romance from either one of them. I do think he likes her. I do think that he thinks she's physically attractive, but I'm just not seeing the romance on her side. She's definitely not really looking him in the eyes. He's ogling and she's a little more like, so I don't know. Now she talks about how she likes R&B and Devon makes some joke. Me too, but not the same as you because you're older than me. And they keep making these back and forth jokes about how she's so much older than him. I don't know. It's not giving cute. And honestly, I feel like if y'all have to keep making these jokes about the age, I'm just not seeing it for you. That's weird in my opinion. So in the confessional, she does claim she's physically attracted to Devon and that she feels comfortable and knows his heart. Okay, we'll see. So David and Lauren, they are talking about nails. She says that 24 hours before this, she got a bikini wax, her nails. So for her, she cannot have sex for another 24 hours. And she makes a joke. I think that she was joking, that she was bummed about this because she was looking forward to it. And Dave just kind of stares and he's like, It was really awkward. I was like, was that a joke or no? So Ben and Sarah, they're popping champagne. Now, Sarah gets butterflies when Ben wraps his arms around her. She is loving him. She wants more. They start to kiss.
And, give me a hug, wrap his arm around me. I get warm inside and I get the butterflies a little bit.
These are like Christmas cards.
Once again, Miss Social Justice Queen has dropped all this social justice values. Anyway, Daniel and Taylor, they actually made it to Honduras. So she brought a Christmas ornament. They're unpacking their room. For her, she has this tradition where she gets a different Christmas ornament at every single place that she goes to. Now, Daniel goes to the bathroom. He's like, I gotta pee. And he pees, and then he comes out and doesn't wash his hands. And he doesn't close the door. And I'm like, ugh. Like, that's nasty. That is disgusting. Anyway, Monica and Joey. So Joey is talking about how he is left-handed. And something about that, I was like, Joey gives that he would be left-handed. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you just look at somebody, you're like, they're left-handed. Joey gave me that. I don't know why. Now, Monica was worried about her height because she is 5'10".
Amazon woman. Like, I don't know.
Absolutely not. I'm 6'1", so it's like perfect height.
Perfect.
That was the wildest experience ever.
And I was like, tall girls unite, because I'm 5'8", so she's even taller than I am. But definitely, I could see that. As a woman, there were definitely times I went on dates with guys who were like, claimed they were 5'10", but then they were shorter than I was. So she was worried about her height, worried how he would feel. Would he feel insecure? Now he's 6'1", so he doesn't really care. And he keeps talking about how he loved the reveal, loved the dance she did. I saw some other people say that they didn't really see romance between them, that they just saw friendship. I didn't get that in the reveal. I actually thought that they bantered off of each other. I do think they're both pretty giggly. It's not giving that either one of them is like, very like, you know, all over each other. I don't get that they're gonna be the sensual romance type, but you know, those couples that are always just busting each other's balls, laughing with one another, you know, they have that great kind of friendship foundation. That's what I get off of them right now. But y'all might be right that maybe they are just gonna be friends. So Dave and Lauren are in the hot tub. He comes over, he swims over to her, he holds her hand, and he asks if he's doing a little bit too much. You know? Now for her, she says, no, this is helping me. I love this. And they start to make out. Now in the confessional, Lauren, and I feel like Lauren is one of the people that's realizing the most how weird this is. She says that like, this is her fiance, and it's super weird that just 24 hours they didn't know each other at all. They should be totally comfortable with each other, but it is a bit of a weird thing that this person that she did not know 24 hours ago is now someone that she is going to potentially marry. So she asked Dave on a scale of 1 to 10 how awkward she's being, and Dave kind of answers a bit irritated. He's like, it's fine, you're good. I don't know. I just get the vibe that Lauren is a little bit more anxious and that she needs more validation. And I feel like that is going to annoy Dave down the line for sure. So on to Daniel and Taylor. They are also in the hot tub. Now, Daniel is laying it on thick. He says that he fell in love without seeing her. And that is just very crazy to him. For her, she says that she is still having trouble putting the voice to the face. And you look at her face. She is not impressed. She is not impressed with this man. She was hoping that she would find this man's Instagram and that follow app so she could just head out. And to be frankly honest, if I was Daniel, I would have headed out too. I would have just been like, you know what? Nah, this is too awkward. This is too weird. Let's just clean break and move on. So for Daniel, he says that she is stunning, but the person he fell in love with is not this face. It is the person that he was talking to behind the pods. So I guess both of them are having this thing where they're kind of connecting the voice to the face. So that makes sense. Now we get these bed scenes of everyone.
Like putting it to your face. It's wild. I was worried that it would be.
I'll look at you all night.
Like need to like cuddle up.
Breaking the
Get away from me, yeah. The emotional and physical, like putting the two together.
And Ben and Sarah are in the bed cuddling. Joey and Monica. Joey is a snorer, so Monica says for her that she is a very light sleeper, so anything wakes her up. And I am just so grateful that I am not a light sleeper because, child, I cannot imagine the life of a light sleeper where every little noise wakes you up. I got 2 cats. They be playing around at night. I don't hear a thing. But my husband, I feel like, is more of a light sleeper than me, so sometimes he'll be like, yeah, the cat opened the air fryer. And I'm like, really? I did not even hear that. Monica is worried that it would be different from the pods. She doesn't really know how. She just thought it would be different, but for her, it's been even better than she imagined. Awesome. So Devon in Virginia, she has her skincare products on and she makes some joke about how it looks like she was frying chicken, but they're just in the bed cuddling. Once again, I feel like the two of them don't have conversations. I feel like they just regurgitate what the other one says. So if Virginia's like, oh my God, I feel like we're the same person. Devon's like, yeah, we're the same person. If Devon's like, oh my gosh, I feel like you are beautiful, you're gorgeous, she'll be like, oh my God, you're so handsome. But I feel like their conversations never leave the surface. We know in the pods they had this problem with being deep with one another, and we are not seeing any progress to that deepness. So I'm not sure about them once again. Now, Lauren and Dave, he also makes a comment about her skincare, talking about how she's so shiny. They are both not used to this concept of sleeping in the bed with another person and, you know, being with a partner. I don't think either one of them has lived with a partner. So they make out and we get this extended makeout scene of the two of them. And I really did not want to see that. So the next morning we get diary cams of everybody. Everybody is happy with each other. They all slept in the same beds. It went well. No big problems there. Daniel and Taylor say that they thumb wrestled, you know, nothing got deep or intimate. Apparently they thumb wrestled until for hours. Okay. So Devon and Virginia get a massage and Devon is asking Virginia, do you feel nervous about anything? She says for now, no. For him, he really is confident that his family is going to love her. He feels really, really confident about this all. And he says that love is easy for him. They go for a walk on the beach and the word that comes to mind for him is easy. She makes loving him so easy. Da 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 da. Okay, but again, I just feel like their relationship is very surface level right now. I'm not getting that there's a deeper connection yet. So Lauren and Dave, they're eating lunch.
This is
I know this
Dave.
person like better than I know a lot of people.
Right. Yeah.
God, it's weird.
We don't have to think about that part yet. We
I
just
know.
focus on being here.
True. Be here now.
For Lauren, she's like, I'm gonna need you to get your ish together when it comes to snoring. And he's like, oh my God, did I snore? Like, she's like, I'm kidding. She's like, you're so gullible. So for him, he talks about how he could not sleep well in the past with his ex because he was a snorer and she would, I guess, had a problem with that. I don't know. I ain't gonna hold you. I do not like snoring either. I really don't like sleeping next to someone who snores. Thank God my husband don't really snore because God. But she reassures him once again, she was just kidding. It was just a joke. Everything was fine. So for him, he feels that the transition of sleeping in the room was fine, but he didn't realize how tiny she was. And she talks about how, like, at some point she woke up in the middle of the bed at the end and realized he was like 3 feet above her on the top of the bed. So for her, it takes a lot to be physically attracted to someone. Now for him, he opens up again and talks about how he used to be very picky about the girls he dated. He would only go for certain girls, but for him, he wanted this experiment to be the place where he challenged himself to be a better guy. And if we know anything about Love is Blind, when people want to challenge themselves to do different things, it never works out. So he realizes that he and many others have passed on people that might have been a good fit for them because they're not their type. I don't know. I just found the conversation weird because, of course, he didn't call her ugly. He didn't really say anything about it. But I feel like when Dave is saying this stuff, he's implying that she's not his typical type. And again, someone like Dave does not give me self-control. Dave gives me that when he's bored, he's going to cheat. Because Dave is another one who talked a lot about how he changed and how he's improved and how he's done different. And again, I would not want to be the person that is a test run for somebody in this experiment. I would not want to be that person that you are now using as your, oh my God, I'm challenging myself to be better. Because that means you're still very much in the process of figuring it out. So if I was Lauren, I would definitely be a little bit keeping that in mind. So Sarah and Ben, they are on a boat and she is still in shock that they fell in love in the pods and now they're on a boat in Honduras. He calls her a smoke show, and white people, sorry, but white people love that phrase, smoke show. Okay, she a smoke show. I've never heard that phrase before until watching these reality shows. Like, ciao. So anyway, Daniel and Taylor, for her, it is still weird hearing his voice. Now, he loves where they're at emotionally and feels that there is a physical connection as well. And Taylor don't say nothing. She's like, I'm like, ooh, baby. Now, his favorite part of this day was watching her get ready while listening to Taylor Swift. And she does not regret having the conversation about the Instagram. It would have been on her mind the whole time, but she regrets the way she went about it. Once again, Daniel is reassuring her, it's okay. I would have probably reacted the same way too. Don't feel bad. Actually, this is a view into how we handle things together.
Very glad.
I still feel really bad about that whole situation.
And I'm like, well, it doesn't seem well, because she got a little thought and then spiraled. And she was completely wrong. And before she gave the situation even a chance, she was on that phone trying to find you on that follow app. So did you guys handle it well together? Because it also seems like she still has apprehensions. Anyway, he promises again that he will always be honest, and he thinks that this will bring them closer together. I'm already getting a vibe off of Daniel that he's going to be doing a lot of pandering to get Taylor to like him. I think it's great that Daniel loves to give reassuring words, but at every moment he's always, I promise I'm going to do this. I promise I'm going to do that. It's okay. She's always having to comfort her and kind of show, I'm malleable. I'm malleable. I can change. I will do this for you. And I just don't really like that dynamic, because it's giving that he's always going to be trying, and nothing that he does is good enough. And if you're watching Married at First Sight, it's really giving me vibes of Alan and Madison right now. I just don't know. I feel like Daniel's going to be a lot like Alan, where he's going to try to do all these different things in hopes, and it's just not going to go anywhere. I could be wrong, but that's just the vibe I'm getting. So Joey and Monica, they're having dinner, and Joey is opening up about how he had OCD. For him, this happened as a way to take control of something in his life, because everything in his life was very chaotic.
Theory behind it.
Yeah.
It always got worse, like when something happened. So like if my sister went into the hospital, or if like there was some type of added stressor.
So when things were getting crazy, his OCD would flare up more. For instance, when his sister would go into the hospital, he would count his steps. He would need his fingers to be touching. He would count how many cups there were. It was just something that he needed to feel a bit in control. So Monica is like, oh, were you like aware this was happening? Is this something that just naturally happened and you weren't really sure? And he's like, oh no, I knew it was going on. You're aware that these things happen. You know it's not rational, but you still have an uncontrollable urge to do it. So she does ask how he overcame having OCD, and he talks about how at first they did want to get him on medication, but he said that he just wanted to try to, work through it himself, overcome it himself. So he did force himself through exposure therapy to overcome this. So I think it is really nice that Joey was able to open up about this, and Monica seemed to be very accepting. There was nothing about it that gave that she was judging. And so I do think, and like, again, to see this couple, to me, has a really good balance of having deeper conversations, but also having fun. So I'm just confused where nobody else is seeing the romance in them. I see the romance. I really do. I think they're both attracted to each other. They have a good balance. So we will see. Now, I will say Joey, he has talked a lot about needing to be in control. Because remember, he also talked about needing to be in control when it came to buying his mom a house and taking care of her. And both of these two do have a lot where she's taking care of family right now, her grandmother. He has to take care of his mom. So I do wonder what it will look like when they're actually in a relationship, how that balance will be, but we'll have to keep seeing. So Devon and Virginia, they got some chocolate strawberries. Ugh, I hate chocolate strawberries. I hate chocolate strawberries. That's one thing that everybody likes that I think is disgusting. And I love strawberries. They're my favorite fruit, but the texture of chocolate strawberries is so nasty to me. Anyway, now, Virginia once again reiterates that she feels very comfortable. For him, he's very comfortable and excited. And I feel like these two always have the same conversation. They never talk about anything else. All they keep repeating is that they're comfortable with each other. Can we get something else from the two of y'all? So they talk about how they're the same person. They start hugging in the pool and they finally start to kiss. She's like, how do I warm it up? And I was like, What you talking about? So Lauren and David, they are on a boat. Lauren is asking if Dave woke up to her moving around too much. He's like, no, you were totally fine. You do get up to pee a lot though. So she mentions that sharing a bed is so intimate. And again, this is something that's normal, but it is so crazy to her. And again, Lauren is really that person where it's like, this is all normal, but it's so weird because we just met. Now, Dave says they have not had sex, but he has seen her naked. For him, he can tell that she's not ready yet. Which I found interesting because she made a joke about sex yesterday. So is she not ready yet? I'm a little confused on them with that. Now, Dave says nothing that you're doing is something that I can't handle for the rest of my life. Now, Dave asks her, did you date anyone before coming into the pod?
Like Dave has like mutual friends with him. And then the other one was one of my really good friends lives with a guy that I used to date. And so I was like giving him names and he's like, oh, I know. Because you know them, you're like, okay, why was she into them and into me? Or like, what's similar or different about us?
No, because
like,
you've explained that. You're like, I've been
being here was like months long.
Yeah.
And I like started talking to him a few months ago. I forget, it's been like a month since I've been home. I remember thinking like, if things...
Apparently she was talking to two guys and Dave knows both of them. One of them is somebody that he met at the gym, I think. And another one is somebody that he met at the pool. And so he somehow knows both of the guys that she was involved with. Now for her, she claims in the confessional that she was talking to this one guy, but didn't really consider it dating. Now she is worried that he would be wondering, oh, why would you date them and now be interested in me, especially because he knows those people. So for him, he says, no. That's not the concern. The concern is that you dated somebody right before coming here. Now she tries to explain that because this whole process is months long, she was talking to these guys and realized if it was going to go further with one of them, that she wouldn't actually go through the process of doing this if she actually found someone else outside of it. I don't want to give Dave credit here. I don't. But it's a little weird, Lauren, that it was not one, but two guys that you were supposedly dating while you were in the process of the show. I don't know, but I would think that if you were in the process of coming to Love is Blind, that you would end everything. So the fact that you said, oh, I'm still continuing to date, and if it works out with this person, that I'm not going to come to the show, it's just a little bit off. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like Dave is another one who likes to find something he can hinge onto so he can play the victim. Because let's be so for real. You cannot tell me that Dave was not talking to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 girls before this show. Like, be so for real. You were definitely talking to girls up until you came on this joint as well. Because he tries to throw out again that he hasn't been in a relationship in 4 years. Yeah, right, Dave. You haven't been in a relationship. When was the last time you casually dated? When was the last time that you had intimate relations with another woman? But it is a little weird that right as you were in the process of the show, Lauren, you were dating people. That's weird to me. Do y'all find that weird or no? So for her, she said the longer she hung out with this one guy in particular, the guy that she was dating the most recently, she realized that it was not going to go any further and that it just wasn't going to be a thing. So she eventually broke it off. She says that she never met this person's friends, family. They never met hers. Apparently it was very casual, but it went on for months. But y'all never met anybody in each other's lives either. I just have more questions about this relationship. So for him, he's like, I didn't hold it against Molly in the pods, but she had just gotten out of something 6 months ago before she got onto the show. And Lauren's like, but you told me Molly hasn't been in a relationship for years. And that's also what we saw, that Molly hadn't been in a relationship for years. So Dave responds, oh, it was on and off. And I'm like, pause. What is going on? What is going on right now? So Dave is like, are you worried about me talking to Molly and seeing her? And she's like, no, should I be? And they cut it off there. I'm gonna need a little bit more details on all of this. I'm gonna need a little more details because I've always said, I'm not saying that if you got out of a relationship 6 months ago, you can't get into another relationship. But to get out of a relationship 6 months ago, or any, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and then jump to getting married. For me, with these people, it's the jump from a standard relationship or no relationship to getting married. I just don't know about this whole thing. Do I think Dave is playing this up so he can put himself in the victim mode? Yeah. Do I think it's even possible that Dave is not feeling her like that, so he's gonna start to use this as something that he can use as an out? Yes. But Lauren, I am watching you because I do think it is a bit weird that you were dating a guy throughout the process and then you realize he wasn't the one. So anyways, if you made it to this point of the video, that means you liked the video. So I would greatly appreciate it if you would support the channel by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there and it inspires me to keep creating. If you haven't checked out my other content, please check it out. As I said, we are on the road to 10K. That is my goal by the end of 2025. And I have faith we can get there. I think we're around 50 or 40 followers away from 6,000. So let's at least get there. I want to get there by the end of Love is Blind to 6K. So please, 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 if you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want a taste of the other content that I recap, check out my page. I have a lot of videos out there. Thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!